Sounds like Boeing 707's taking off.
Okay, so first question. This is about World War II.
First of all, what are the dates of World War Two?
It's 1940 to 1945, so around there.
Try 39, 1939.
Yeah, 1939.
Okay,
Yes.
there you go.
Um, all right. So, how was your everyday life altered?
I was evacuated.
What?
Well, after having evacuees sent down to us in London, little Jimmy used to wet the bed. He was a London boy. He was billeted, you know, billeting.
No. What does
Uh,
that mean?
the authorities would come along and say, hey, we need your house for something or other. And they would billet soldiers or children or whoever in your house.
Oh,
That was,
really?
yeah, that was government prerogative.
Yeah.
Anyhow, we had Jimmy. He used to wet the bed because in the early part of the war, Eastbourne was considered a safe centre. They thought, oh, they won't bomb Eastbourne. So they evacuated the children from London to places like Eastbourne. Anyhow, they soon discovered that Eastbourne wasn't so safe, and little Jimmy was sent home or sent somewhere, and instead we had 3 soldiers billeted with my mother and father. Uh, they were on duty to resist any invasion. Then what affected me was my father got his milk tricycle, which was a box on 2 wheels with a bicycle behind it, and put me and my brother, yeah, me and my brother in it, and cycled off to our school. And from there, we were taken to a train to the train station and transferred to Hitchin, no, Baldock, which means Bald of Oaks, where Dick Turpin is legendarily supposed to have hidden for a night.
Yeah.
Baldock, where we were billeted for a couple of years with an insurance agent and his wife and daughter. So that really altered our life.
Yeah. So, uh, how are you informed of what was going on during the war?
Radio, I guess, was radio and newspaper.
Yeah. Did you have any family or close friends who fought or served during the time?
My uncle was in the army, and he was sent out to the Far East and was on aircraft gun ship, a ship equipped with lots of aircraft guns to shoot down planes, but he got torpedoes and died. My father went to London and became a driver in the fire service, and he drove throughout the Blitz and other blitzes in the UK during the war. No other casualties.
Oh, that's good. Um, so do you remember when the U.S. stepped in with the war?
41, 41, I guess.
Yeah. Do you believe they should have stepped in earlier?
I do, yeah. And Churchill did.
Uh, why did you believe they should have?
Because we couldn't defeat the Germans on our own. We
Yeah.
really needed America to do that.
Yeah.
But as I've told your uncle Mark, the Americans, in my opinion, held off until the British Empire was on its knees, broke enough to allow America to become the first uh, most powerful nation in the world, which we had been trying to do.
Yes.
Politics. Politics.
Yeah. So, did you ever feel in danger at any point? Like your life was at risk?
We were coming home from school. I was 9 at the time in Baldock, Hertfordshire, and we were walking up the road, my brother and I, and a German fighter plane came over and started spraying the street with bullets. So we thought, hell, no, we didn't say things like that. We thought, my gosh. And we ran to the nearest door,
Yeah.
which was a tea shop, and we opened the door and walked in. And tea's mate, no, not a tea's mate, a server of tea said, you can't come in here. I said, but. Anyhow, by that time the plane had gone, so eventually we left.
Yes.
That was the only moment we really felt in any danger.
Okay. So, what kind of propaganda was there? Like, was there any propaganda for like trying to get more Englishmen to join the army?
Oh,
Was,
not like the First World War. You must have seen the picture of Lord Kitchener. Your country needs you.
yeah.
Well, we didn't have that, but there was still a great lot of patriotism, I suppose, and millions volunteered and went to war. They didn't need really a big campaign, but they advertised.
Mm.
They had recruitment shops all over the country, of course. So you could
Yeah.
just walk in and sign on, which many people do, especially young people.
Yeah. So wait a second. So do you think that the war could have been avoided, or was it just gonna happen? Like with all the tension from World War One.
It would have taken some great politicians to avoid the war.
Yes.
We certainly didn't have them at the time.
Yeah.
So I would say it was regrettably unavoidable.
Yeah. Is there anything else I should know about anything that happened? Is it something personal or just something in general?
Yeah, towards the end of the war, as far as we were concerned, we came back from being evacuated, I think for a summer holiday, because I wrote a sad letter to my mum saying, oh, it's so sad.
Yeah.
So she said, well, come home to Eastbourne for the summer. And they rented a house in Seaside. I don't know if you remember Hicknott's the dairy, near to where we lived in Triumph Beach Road. Anyhow, air raids were still going on, and one probably Sunday morning we heard the siren and ran downstairs. Under the stairs, the government had built reinforcing bits of wood so that if the house collapsed, you should be safe under the stairs.
Yeah.
Alternatively, they had steel sort of four-poster beds, only about 3 feet high. We had one of those in Beach Road later. And also in the garden, They had Anderson shelters where you dug a trench and they supplied you with hoot, corrugated iron, and you dug the trench, put the corrugated iron, put dirt all over it, put grass on it, and made a lovely little home inside. We had one of those in Gawler. Anyhow, whilst we were in Eastbourne, at the end of the war, towards the end of the war, the siren went, we ran downstairs, we got in the shelter under the stairs, or my mother was holding my mother's hand, or she was holding mine, and she was shaking. I said, "Oh, you're cold, Mum." No, I said, "Are you frightened, Mum?" And she said, "No, I'm cold." She was frightened.
Mm.
Anyhow, her younger brother was asleep upstairs, as always. So she screamed upstairs, "Come down, come down." And he said, "Yeah, I'm coming, I'm coming." Anyhow, eventually he did get downstairs, and just as he got downstairs, he was coming down the alleyway to get in the shelter. The bomb dropped opposite, and the front door was blown off and right up to the stairs. That was pretty scary.
Yeah, that would.
Yes.
Yeah, that must be pretty scary. Yeah. Well, thank you. I really appreciate this.
Well, that's fine.
Yeah. Yeah.
What are you going to do with it?
I'm going to make a comparison of the American life and the English life.
Right.
Yeah, yeah. So, yes, thank you.
His mum. No, keep that up. I was just saying. Granny. Granny worked, helping make airplanes, and then Granddad, your great grandfather, was in London doing fires.
And had the fighter bomber, which they farmed out into factories or garages, where my mother actually worked in the garage, where they were fabricating wings. And she, in fact, was made an inspector to check the quality. So she was doing well, and Dad was doing well, driving his fire engine. Oh, I did have a bit of shrapnel about that long, about 3 or 4 inches, 4 or 5 inches long, which went through the bonnet of his fire engine while he was driving it. So it didn't hit him, it went through the bonnet.
Yeah. All right. I'll stop the recording, but I'll keep you going.